Hi everyone, it's Vaishali. I'm going to throw out a bunch of terms here, and I promise no matter who you are or what you're doing, all of them are going to hit home for you one way or another. At the very crux of it is this question. Why are so many organizations still struggling with building inspired, committed, and resilient teams that get stronger as the stakes get higher? Let's start here. The new normal has presented amazing opportunities and lessons in talent management. It's so reassuring to see many more corporate leaders leaning into the business imperative of social leadership as a key differentiator in developing and retaining talent. Some of it may have been forced on us because of the record levels of mental health cases that are leading to stress leave and silent quitting, which is driving our costs up and our productivity down. For example, in Canada alone, disability leaves due to mental health are now double compared to physical health reasons. Or maybe we've just realized how organizational cultures that have been founded on social leadership, social listening, and social intelligence are thriving more than ever, particularly in the space of maintaining mentally healthy teams in increasingly virtual environments. Moreover, it's one thing to be a social leader. It's another to understand and leverage the power of integrating social intelligence, inclusion, belonging, mental health, and mindful behaviors. It may be complicated to harness that kind of power, but not difficult to understand. At Envia, this connectivity is what we love to bring to people and their people development programs. How to be proactive about mental health and how to breed social intelligence and belonging every day with mindful and inclusive behaviors. Those are some pretty big words, and as I said, it's not difficult to understand. Let's start with what is a social leader? One who has the knowledge and skills required to know their people in a way that forges and strengthens genuine relationships. These relationships that extend beyond their team members in a way that sustainably breeds mentally healthy people and teams. They know how to go beyond accepted processes to inspire positive allegiance with their people. Then you ask, what is a mentally healthy team? There are so many adjectives that you can draw from your own experiences. Our mental health is generally shaped by three things. Our capacity to feel well and enjoy pleasurable moments, our ability to cope with reasonable challenges and stressors in our environment, and our ability to pursue interests and goals and contribute to our community. Mental health authorities cite that there are three things at the core that define mentally healthy teams: psychological safety, trust, and presence in all that they do. Presence, super important, not very relatable. It means to be present in this moment, smarter from experience, but unaffected by negative consequences or outcomes of the past which impede our future performance. Present teams are mindfully vested in the effort required on how to meet future goals, theirs and that of the organization. Presence is evident when we no longer need to mask who we are. We feel safe to be our true self, our strengths are well understood, and we have a sense of belonging to the team. Organizations that have effective and sustainable diversity and inclusion programs leverage social leadership and social listening to proactively breed and self-propagate good mental health, social intelligence, and belonging in the workplace. So now, what is social intelligence? It is defined as one's ability to know oneself and know others. It is different from one's IQ and book smarts. It is not limited to self-awareness. It grows from experiencing success and failure in social settings. Effective social leaders have mastered the 5 distinct cognitive skills that make up social intelligence. The first 2 are sympathy and self-awareness, which help us understand our own emotion. The third is empathy, which allows us to appreciate the emotions of others around us. The fourth is metacognition, which helps us understand our own logic and thought processes. And finally, there is the theory of mind, which is our ability to understand the logic of others and apply it, so what others know and how they think, so that we can adapt our own ways. There are so many reasons why it is important for us to understand these things. And before I start to give you one of those reasons, ask yourself, are we teaching our people this stuff? Are we helping them to be mindful and socially intelligent? Do they understand how to carry out their responsibility to create positive everyday experiences with mindful behaviors so they can boost social intelligence, inclusion, belonging, and mental health for their people around them? Do they understand that learned behavior is what shapes leadership style and not vice versa? In all of this, there remains one word that is best to introduce now. Well, there's more, but let me start with this one: mindfulness or mindful behavior. You've been hearing a lot of it. Do you know whether you're able to access the power of your full brain most of the time? Being mindful means that you can do that. It's not limited to being considerate, polite, or politically correct. It is also not the same as meditation. Mindfulness is actually a learned skill, a practice rooted in the awareness and acceptance of the present moment. It holds significant implications for diversity and inclusion and equity in the workplace because it helps us manage our biases. This is because it actually shifts our perception from places of being stuck to wide open, unintimidating spaces. It's quite liberating, if you ask me. Remember those 5 aspects of social intelligence we discussed earlier? People who continually develop and master mindfulness know how to call on their power to show self-awareness, sympathy, and empathy, and they've learned how to apply metacognition and theory of mind, which is understanding your own logic versus that of others, and learning to work together. Okay, last word for today: energy. Mindfulness breeds an energy of calmness and presence within a person because they're intuitively managing stress factors in every situation. That does not mean that they don't lose it, but they're far more aware of what leads them there and how to exercise their humility when they do. And that energy emanates to create experiences for others around them. Energy is created electrochemically, primarily through quality conversations and exchanges, which release ease hormones, trust hormones, focus hormones, and creativity hormones. If you have a mindfulness practice, you know how to create conditions in which energy can renew and flourish sustainably for yourself and for those around you. Even when others do not always emanate the same, you are able to control your own energy to contend with those limitations consciously. If you're ever seated in a room and someone walks in and the entire energy of the area starts to shift for a positive direction, it is because that person has learned to master the way in which they come across to other people. It serves you greater bandwidth or capacity to deal with diverse types of people in challenging situations without compromising your own mental health. You're not destabilized that easily. You observe yourself intuitively and quickly. Energy is not a word commonly used in our talent management processes, but it's not new. World-class organizations like IBM, SAP, and Google appointed their first Chief Mindfulness Officers as early as 2014, and energy-based leadership and management is embedded in their cultures. Mentally unhealthy and psychologically unsafe workplaces operate with low energy at multiple levels. Low or non-renewable energy presents a big risk to any organization, introducing problems like decreased productivity due to reduced executive function and reduced morale due to burnout and stress, all of which attacks the mental health of people and teams. At the end of that energy chain are our customers. They receive this energy one way or another, which affects our bottom line. If you open up your mind to the idea of energy in the workplace, you will be open to the idea that people and leadership programs need to have a mental health and mindfulness development element, which teaches each and every contributor how strengthening social intelligence is everyone's responsibility towards everyone else in their life. It empowers leaders to adapt behaviors and therefore their natural leadership style so that they give off an energy that their people need to thrive, and they inspire their teams to create and draw upon the same energy which maintains trust, psychological safety, and presence. I think we've tied it all up together. It empowers every employee to proactively manage their mental health. And this is truly how we ascend from one-off engagement and inclusion scores to breeding social intelligence and belonging, one person, one team at a time. It is how we truly bring the value of our employee and customer journey maps to life. Investing in mindfulness should be part of an organization's people strategy. For 2 out of 3 decades of my corporate career in business transformation, I've observed how developing and applying a mindfulness practice in all aspects of my life has led to less stress and better resiliency, presence, and success for me and my teams. I've been cultivating and assembling and synthesizing the exact methodologies to bring inclusion and belonging into the workplace through mindfulness. Now, I realize that I've thrown out a lot of information at you all at once in this recording. And it's understandable that it may feel overwhelming. I want to acknowledge that your organization and industry is unique and has its own unique experiences and needs. If you'd like to brainstorm and get some advice on how this looks like for your organization or how it can work to shift existing perceptions, we can get on a call. I will ask some more questions about your context and challenges, and you will have a chance to ask more about what you've just heard. You can access my calendar at book.meetandvaya.com, or you can reach out to me on this social platform. You can also check out our website at www.anvayamovement.com. Either way, let's get working on this important mission in your workplace.